Hi everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. So today our topic is how to change data type of string to date using for loop and cast function. Okay, so this is our example, data frame example. So if I read this particular data set, if you observe mainly these three columns, effective date, start date and date. Actually, these things are date columns. Okay. So, but it reading as string. Okay. Data type as string. So now how to change this data type from string to date. Okay. So that is our scenario. So we'll see now demo how to do that. So first I'm importing functions like call to underscore date. I'm trying to add cluster. So our task is change data type from string to date. Okay, so if you want to check your data frame is available at catalog, you can use this function %fs ls and store tables. If you run this, it will list down all the CSV files you uploaded. Not only CSV files, any kind of data. So it will list down all the list. So just wait for some time. Yeah. See under file store / tables. So these are all the CSV files I uploaded and it displaying here. And if you see this particular thing, market price /1. So this is my data set. Okay. So now I'm trying to read this CSV file using the read function. And I'm trying to execute this cell. Okay, so we are going to check these three columns. Okay, if you see here, you can check data types here. If you see effective underscore date, start underscore date, end underscore date. So it reading as string type. Maybe because see 6-February. So in between string is no. So maybe that's why it's the reason it reading as string data type. Now this one, how to convert to date type. So that we'll see using two different methods. So first method is using withColumn, individually converting data type. Means individually changing each column. So first I'm using withColumn function on start underscore date, and I'm using to underscore date function on this start underscore date. And I want this format. So our input is in this format. Okay, DD. First one is date, month, and year. If you see John, 3 letters, no. So I given 3 yums. Okay. If you try to read this one, see you are getting error. So what is telling? Text would not be parsed at index. So and you are getting this error, inconsistent behavior, cross version. Okay, so you may get a different version due to upgrading to Spark 3. Okay, so if you see this one, no, 6.23. So actually we have two concepts like legacy concept. Okay, so legacy. So see if you want to convert, if you want to read in correct format, no. So first you need to check. So what is our default legacy format? Okay, legacy time parser policy. So if you use conf.get, so PySpark it using by default exception. Okay, this one we need to change to legacy format. So to read this kind of data, okay. So if I try to, so here I used get now. So here I'm using set. So same thing, I'm applying legacy. So since because default exception is there, I'm changing to legacy type. And now I'm trying to run this cell. Okay, so now see now it able to convert it. So year, month, date format. Okay, so don't forget to use this function legacy. So this is one of the method. Okay, so this method is applying to underscore date function on individual columns. Means we have 3 columns. So I applied 3 times with column. Suppose if you have 10 columns, you have to use 10 times with column. Okay, so this is one method. Okay, so now we'll cross verify whether data types got changed or not. If you see this one, no, effective underscore date, start underscore date, end underscore date. So now it changed to date type. Okay, so this is first method. Next, we'll see second method, how we can achieve this. So here, instead of writing 3 times, with column. So now we have 3 columns. Okay, so if you have multiple columns, means more columns, maybe 10, 15, then every time difficult to write 10 times with column function. So instead of that, what I'm doing, I created one def function. See, I given def function name as this one, convert multiple columns to date. And inside that, I given df columns and date format. Okay, so this date format is equal to our input format. So our input format is date, February, 3 letters, and year it is in 2 letters. So that's why I given DD, 3 M's and 2 Y's. So this is date format and DF we can read from our main data frame, means our basic data frame, this one, and columns. So these columns, so we are taking from our data frame. Okay, so here I written individually what it doing here. So you can type here df means the input data frame df and columns. So a list of column names to convert and date underscore format. Okay, the format of the date in the string columns. Default is this one because our source is this one. Okay, so what is our target is in new data frame with specified columns converted to date time. So that is our target. So here I'm using for loop for column in columns. Okay, columns, this columns is this one. Okay, so df equal to df dot with column and this column. So what it does in this df, in this df, it will take columns and it will pass one by one. Okay, so here it will pass first column. Then it will apply to underscore date function. And again, df dot column is from here first column. And what is the date format? This one. Okay. So then it will convert first column. Okay. So next it will iterate for second column. Later it will iterate for third column. So total 3 columns it will convert. Okay. So if you run this cell, so it run def function. So now I'm calling here. So what is my columns? I define my columns, 3 columns, effective underscore date, start underscore date, end underscore date. And what is my function? So I given df name as df underscore converted, and I'm calling this function convert multiple columns to date. And what is my df? Df is my basic data frame, that is whatever input I read, no, that is DF1. Okay, that is DF1. And what is columns? So here are different columns. What is these columns? That is these columns. So I want to iterate only these columns. Okay, that is this column. And if you try to run this one, it will change these three columns data types to date, from string to date. See. And if you observe here data types, see effective date, start date, end date, it converted from string to date. Okay, so there are two methods. You can follow either of the method. So if you have more number of columns, so it's always better to use this def function. Okay, def function with for loop. So that's all about this video. So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe and share. Thank you.